guns getting into the wrong hands or to stop the spread of guns in the first place. If you want to, and this is to my people out there who are crying about their Second Amendment rights, the government is not coming for you. The government that you live in such fear of, the socialist, leftist, fascist movement that's coming for you is not coming. And that is to the people who are afraid of the government. It's not coming for you. It's coming for the rest of us, if anyone. That's who the government is cracking down on and listening to phone calls. Most of y'all people that are loving, that are very, 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 very adamant about the Second Amendment are living in that luxurious life. I'll just say that. I'll just go ahead and say that. This fear of the government in that sense is unfounded. The Edward Snowden stuff, sure, you can be upset about that. But the tyrannical government is not coming for you that soon that they're going to try and, this is the way that they're going to try and take away your Second Amendment rights. It's not. It just is not. But as to the fact that we've had 350 plus mass shootings, like 4 people got shot in this calendar year, and we haven't reached the 350th day, we haven't reached the 340th day of the calendar year yet, which means that for every day this year, we've had 1.1 some decimal place number. We've had more than one of these happen per day. Meaning, like my man Zach Berg said, if you're walking outside and he's with a group of people, the thought popped into his head is like, I really hope there's not a mass shooting right now. Who the hell should have to go outside and have that cross their mind? So I'm not getting over it. So I'm not going to get over it. If you get over it, you're a scrub, you're a coward, you're a punk. If you're just getting over it. If you just go on about your daily life. If you say, well, couldn't happen to me. It might happen to you! I'm getting heated, man. I'm getting upset. I'm getting heated off that, man. The only person that should be allowed to own guns in this country is my man Matt Kloss. Shout out to Matt Kloss. He's going to be the next big time lawyer of Onalaska, Wisconsin. Matt Kloss is going to be doing big things. And here's why I say this. I'm going to tell a personal story, a personal anecdote real quick, and then we'll probably wind things down. I met Matt Kloss through my man Alberto, who I've talked about repeatedly on this show, and I've talked about on past shows, and my best friend from high school. He ended up going to the University of Wisconsin in Madison, and he met Matt, who was the same grade. Matt's from Onalaska, small town outside La Crosse, Wisconsin. And he's a right-wing guy, and he's a hunter. I'm a left-wing guy. I'm from a large town. I'm not a hunter. I've shot guns, but I'm not a hunter. Matt's one of those, first day of deer season, we're going out to the woods. We're already prepared and set. We're going to shoot a deer. Matt's got books, I believe, on how to hunt and cook quail, rabbits, the stuff that's in the woods out by Onalaska. Matt's hunting it, and I don't find any fault in that. Matt doesn't find any fault in me, wanting to enact gun control legislation. So the point is that we the last time I was up there around Halloween weekend, Matt and I walked back from the bars together, and I've talked to the dude before. I consider him a friend. We had a reasonable discussion about what needs to be done on gun control. He a right-wing guy, I'm a left-wing guy, neither extreme. We said, okay, this is what we think, this could work. And then we got back to the apartment. Simple as that. A couple friends of ours went up to Madison for another time with Alberto. I'll leave their names out. They went to Catholic school on the south side. So one of the guys in the group thought it'd be funny while Matt was out and while he was with another one of the guys that had come up to get Matt's shotgun out of the closet and point it at his other friend. Just as a laugh, basically. So the guy goes out to the car, he turns back around to the house. Oh, there's a shotgun pointed at you. Oh, that's scary. Obviously, I'm not going to shoot you. When I was in Boy Scouts, they told you the first thing they said, the instructor said when we got to the gun range, and anybody who shot a gun knows this, You only point your rifle or your firearm at something you're trying to hit, aka no people. You keep your gun pointed down range, or you leave the range and don't come back. That was the basics of it. Secondly, you make sure the safety's on when you're not shooting, make sure it's off only when you are shooting, and keep your finger off the trigger until you're ready to shoot something. Now, I don't know if our man had any of those, either of those second two things, if he did or checked that. Odds are he didn't. But the main thing was that he was pointing it at a person, something he was not trying to hit, and who knows if the gun was loaded. And I think we talked about it. The gun was loaded. No, that doesn't make sense. Matt wouldn't leave a loaded gun in his house. Definitely not a loaded shotgun. Sorry about that. But he didn't check to see if the gun was loaded, basically. And he violated that first rule. Unless you're trying to shoot someone, don't point the gun at them. So Matt came back, and he found out, and he was, pretty reliably pissed. He was upset. He was mad. First of all, the dude had touched his stuff. Second of all, it was a gun. Third of all, he had pointed it at someone. And I heard from secondhand stories. It was like, yeah, he was going to kill this dude, but he didn't. So Matt gets the Gold Star of Life Award for reasonably having an actual good reason to hurt someone and not doing it. There was another instance that I know of that I won't talk about where he could have hurt someone and didn't do it. He could have thrown somebody in the ocean, but he didn't do it. And obviously, this guy is even keeled enough, unlike a lot of people that I've had some sort of run-ins or the evil comment sections I've seen, not just on Fox News or on other places, but on comment sections of Facebook and other newspaper articles, to have a reasonable discussion about gun rights, gun control, what needs to be done with it, between two people who are on different sides of the political spectrum. So Matt, you get to keep all your weapons and firearms. Everybody else, turn your shit in tomorrow. You get the rest of the night to play. Don't do anything dangerous or stupid. And don't go on any rampages. But tomorrow you gotta turn your stuff in. Matt gets to keep his, you don't. Point blank, period. That's how it ends. So yeah. I'm not gonna say that I know what we need to do. Montel had a good point last night about, let's put a chip in these guns. Let's put some sort of tracking device in these guns. If we've got GPS tracking within phones so that people know where you are by where your phone is, and people in levels of the government that you don't know about can check and see where you are according to what's in your phone. Watch Enemy of the State. It's an old movie, but the stuff that's happening in there is happening now. If we can do that with phones, let's put that LoJack in there for guns, man. And if you check and see if the warning light goes off, like this automatic rifle is in vicinity of a school or a hospital or some other workplace, you send the police there ASAP. Get them out of whatever else they're doing and send them there ASAP to try and prevent this. We can give people 15 minutes warning on tornadoes, and we can't prevent this stuff? Not only try and prevent it, because I understand the risks in listening in on people's conversations and suspecting them of potential violence. I saw Minority Report. But we can't even have a conversation about it? Man, this is mind-boggling, man. This is like having a toothache and not going to the dentist because you're afraid of getting hurt at the dentist rather than what might happen to your teeth. Pretty soon, if you leave a cavity or some sort of fungus untreated because you don't want to go to the dentist because it'll hurt, your teeth fall out. In this case, it's the same, except a lot more people die. That's what falls out. That's what the equivalent of your teeth falling out is. A lot more people just keep dying. And like I saw on Twitter, this became... We knew that this wasn't ever going to get resolved when Sandy Hook happened, and we just implicitly said it's okay to kill kids. It's okay. All the party of family values just kind of tacitly said we're going to let this go by the wayside. So no, I'm not getting over it. Like I said yesterday, I'm not politicizing a tragedy. I'm just talking about it the way it should be talked about. With anger, with sadness, and with a resolve to do something about it. Whatever I can do, if that just means opening up the discussion. An actual discussion, not you're dumb and this is going to happen regardless. That's a pretty defeatist attitude. That's going to do it for me from What's Good Radio. Once again, I want to thank all the guys that could not be here tonight. Dan Meehan, at Grizzly Gridiron on Twitter. Montel Hardy, at Montel NFL. Marcel Ayers, at IM_CEL89. At I'm_Cell89, and Jordan Jones at EL_CO24, at L_Co24, and of course Eric Johnson. We'll check in on him and his trip across the Sahara Desert. Find updates on that at Wang Chang Backup. Also want to thank ngscsports.com. You can find them on Twitter at ngscsports and online, as I said, at ngscsports.com. Thank them for hosting this podcast. Check out the Earnestly Speaking podcast, the only show that matters on there, and the Student of the Game. Those are all available on the NGSC Sports radio network through TalkShoe, iHeartRadio, or Spreaker.com. This has been What's Good Radio. I'm your host, Jake Stanley, aka Jumping Spider, the World Wide Web. So you can follow me on Twitter at Quandary Kitten. Might have to change it back, man. Cantankerous Kitten is back. Shouts out to Barbecue Kitten, man. Y'all remember, I know Connor Durkin really wanted me to stay with Cantankerous, and Cantankerous Kitten might have made his final return. So, till next time, people, be good, do great things.
Woman having dinner with white chicks, paper or plastics. People place my name with an asterisk. And yo, he went triple plat, but he ain't really classic. My destiny was written. Won't catch me posing sexually explicit. Have me holding accessories of bitches. See me rolling in SUVs and switches. The middle finger bringer. Los Angeles arrogant city swinger. Flow grams me the illest nigga. I got them strong arm bars like steel columns. The genesis of veterans spitting like Phil Collins. It's real problems. Recognizing the real rhyming. Cause most cats define you as whack if you feel common. And most cats respond and react to surreal climates. Like fast wheels and ice down grills with the real diamonds. I understand that you've been waiting a long time for strong rhymes. Storming the record store floor, forming them long lines. This rap game's normally all shine. I bring it back to street corners with mine. It's speech. One day you snotty nose at the park and you bite. The next day you graduate into the harshest of life. Bad decisions with some awful advice.
What's Good Radio is a production of Grown Man Business Incorporated in conjunction with Aerodynamics Entertainment and NGSC Sports, LLC.